it is very tempting, it is rhetorically seductive to suggest in an almost Marxian context and in certainly a Pharisaical one that I'm not interested in a prosperous life. I'm not interested in a prosperous society. I'm not interested in profits. We're not interested in all these artifacts of greedy capitalism because I'm fully focused on the contemplative life, a good life that is removed from material concerns. And I don't have a much more charitable way to say it than what Kevin said, which is only one rich enough to have the things they have that it can be stupid enough to say something like that. In other words, ignoring the fact that you're only able to say it from the perch of a prosperity that allows such an absurdity to come out of your own mouth. We do not believe that material well-being guarantees a good life. We do believe that there is a physical dimension to the human existence that is not the entirety of it, but neither is it to be ignored. You know, there's sort of an expression for those who are familiar with people who have dealt with addiction and gone through recovery, that a physical sobriety does not guarantee emotional sobriety, but emotional sobriety is not possible without physical sobriety. That, in other words, physical sobriety becomes a necessary but not sufficient condition. The great accoutrements of prosperity, of a wealthier society, of some advancement in our material being, make more possible freedom for contemplation, more emotional binds in community. You know, again, to use Kevin's example of the colonist, I believe you have a stronger community with the people you are surrounded by when half of them don't die. And so the advancements we have in a more prosperous society in healthcare and in sanitation and in just the basic amenities out of more modern and advanced living made possible by useful and productive activity of human beings. I would not take these things lightly. So for a full-blown materialist to argue that as we get wealthier, we get happier, these are borderline self-refuting ideas. And yet they need not lead to the other extreme whereby we pretend that the good life is fully divorced from the useful, productive activities that do in fact drive wealthier and more prosperous societies. Is having more things the basis, the foundation of the good life? It is not. I believe the foundation of the good life is the useful, productive activity that stirs the soul of an image bearer of God. And that economic activity, that usefulness, is driving the self-worth, the dignity, and the sort of emotional well-being that makes for a good life, and inevitably making the society materially more prosperous. And for those who want to impede this, or ask the state to impede it, or impose their own pharisaical gamesmanship, or ask that we trade less with one another because that is not doing anything to add to the good life. All of these things are fallacies that history has not been kind to. All of these things seem to be fallacies we seem hell-bent on repeating. I'd like to ask us to stop.